Hello everyone, this is Neilpryde
and this is Maciek
and today we're here to show you how to rig the Neilpryde RS Racing Evo.
So when you unroll the sail, you want to make sure that there are no sharp objects in the way. Ideally you look for a grass surface or a wooden surface like here. Then you carefully open the sail and unroll it.
In the meantime, your caddy prepares you the mast. Put it together and slide it in on top of the cambers and the buttons. So you don't go through the cams, you go right in the middle of the mast sleeve. And then you're gonna find a moment where you can't really push it from the bottom anymore. So Nico went to the boom opening, grab one hand inside the boom opening and slide the mast through the boom opening.
Until it's all the way in.
It's a pretty good habit to check the pin of the top, whether it goes inside the mast. It very rarely goes on the side, but sometimes maybe it's not all the way in and it can jump out.
Next, you want to check what the suggested length for the extension is, and you're going to set your extension accordingly. Just going to unroll it, and you're going to thread the cord from left to right. You can open the sleeve down here so you have better access to the pulleys. And you're going to start from the bottom on the left, loop it around on the left, this time from the top. Here you're going to go from the bottom again.
Super important that the rope doesn't cross, because then when you downhaul, if the rope is crossing, it creates a lot more friction and it's a lot harder to downhaul.
And the last one, now you're going to go into the cleat. And this is the point where you can start applying a basic amount of tension. For this, you might already want to use the harness. I'm gonna sit down on the floor here.
And the one thing I think that is really important when you do any type of downhauling is keep your back straight and try to pull as much as you can with your leg.
So I'm gonna push my leg through all the way until the mast disappears.
So he's like the Terminator and he puts it on his hand, but you can put it on your harness hook, you can put it on a screwdriver, use whatever you like, but the important thing is just keep your back straight and use your leg to apply the pressure.
Next, we want to put the boom on. Obviously, the caddy already adjusted it to the right length.
Hopefully.
So we want to put the boom on before the cambers are in. There's another way to do this, which we're going to explain you in just a second. But since we already put some downhaul, we can see the mast here inside the sleeve, and we can start putting the boom on, loop the rope around and close it.
So then you pull out your adjustable outhaul system. So you release it here and you have these two loops. The top loop you put on the top pulley here, the bottom loop you put it on the bottom pulley. You put a bunch of outhaul, basically enough that the sail flattens out, and you're ready to put the cams. One little thing, you have two positions of the clue, and basically on Neilpryde, the default, on Neilpryde Racing sails, the default position is always the bottom, and the top one is only for super underpowered conditions.
Next, you want to put the cambers into place. You can see that on your sail you will have zippers here. These zippers are to open the mast sleeve so you can grab inside with your hand. What you want to do is, you want to start with the main batten, with the longest batten. You open the zipper, put your hand inside and you push onto the batten, and with the other hand you're going to push the camber into place. There's another way to do it, which I show you on the other camber. You can also grab through the opening for the boom instead of this opening, and do the same thing.
Yeah, wherever you put your hand, it's important that you push where the cam meets the button. You push on the button just near the camber, and that's the easiest way to put the cam in.
If you did all the previous steps correct, you should be able to push in the cambers with ease. Done. And here the same thing. Now that your cambers are in, it's time to apply the final amount of downhaul. Once again, make sure your back is straight, make sure you use a harness, and you will once again make your back straight and push through with your leg. And you're going to do this until you see the loose leech going up until the markers in the top of the sail.
And this is a really cool system on Neilpryde because you have the minimum marker and the maximum marker. And anywhere in this area you're safe. My personal recommendation is you're closer to the maximum marker, and the way you look at it is the sail lays down on the floor and you see where the material is loose. So here right now you are basically 3/4 towards the max marker. So he can still put a little bit more downhaul if he's feeling really powered up, overpowered, to get more release in the sail. More downhaul, more release, faster you go, flatter sail, less downhaul, more power, more baggy sail, better low end.
You then want to make sure you store your rope away. You can do that with Neilpryde either inside the extension, the MXD, or you have a little net here where you can put the rope in.
Then your caddy closes all your cam pockets, and make sure you put the zipper inside the pocket. That's like extra 1/2 knot in top speed. And the last thing to do is put your tack strap tension, where you're just gonna want to take the wrinkles out of this panel.
If you followed all these steps, then your sail is good to go. That's something good about Neilpryde. If you do the basic settings as they are suggested on the sail, you will be good to go. Everything else is just a little bit of extra, that extra 1/2 knot that Maciek mentioned. And to learn more about that, speaking of the extra 1/2 knots, and to learn more about that, we will inform you in another video where we speak specifically about the fine tuning of the sail.
For the nerds.
Like us.
Like, yeah.